constituent put it to me in their email, and I quote, "Almost no one who was informed believes the WHO performed anything other than appallingly during COVID with disastrous results. Yet there seems no attempt to reform this unelected, unaccountable organisation which British taxpayers fund in the millions. On the contrary, the drive is evident to give the totally undemocratic WHO ever more power, ever more of our money, and ever less scrutiny." Amendments to the international health regulations are currently being negotiated and finalised, up to 300 of them, to be voted on in May 2024 at the 77th World Health Assembly. Among those amendments being negotiated, I understand, are 1. Amendments to make WHO emergency guidance legally binding. Currently they're only advisory on member states. 2. Amendments which would empower the WHO Director General single-handedly to declare a public health emergency of international concern, a PHEIC, given this unelected, unaccountable individual unprecedented levels of power to dictate UK public health policy and to restrict fundamental freedoms. Thirdly, there would be amendments to implement an international global health certification system, enabling nations to enforce travel restrictions using tools such as vaccine certificates, passenger locator forms and traveller health declarations, all tied potentially to a personal QR code. And fourthly, amendments seeking to increase censorship of dissenting voices by mandating systematic global collaboration to counter dissent to official governmental or WHO guidance. Taken together, the proposed amendments could empower the WHO to issue requirements for the UK to mandate highly restrictive measures such as lockdowns, masks, quarantines, travel restrictions, medication on individuals, including vaccination, once a PHEIC has been declared by the WHO itself. This is something we should all be very concerned about. We as parliamentarians are meant to be guardians of the country's liberty, and therefore we need to be very anxious about this.
Yep. Very well said. I mean, it's not as if life isn't as hard as it is right now. Living is as hard as it gets. Now you have this unelected, corrupt officials trying to make life even more harder for the everyday Joe out there, man. People that are just looking to get by, right? They're squeezing any little thing that you might enjoy in this life out of it. Because at the end of the day, you're nothing but a slave to these guys, to the banking families, to the globalists, right? You're nothing but a slave to them. And any chance they get, they remind you of that. So if you think you're living in the land of the free and, you know, all this other madness a lot of people like to push, you know, you are sadly mistaken, and you're about to find out that you are owned by corporations, and WHO is one of those corporations. Now they're looking to give them unprecedented power over you, over everything you make, over every decision you make, you know. They're about to give them power to mess your life up, you know, to the point where you don't even know which way is up. See, that's where it's coming down to the wire. We're about to be put in all kinds of straits. By straits, I mean STRAITS. In other words, a position of difficulty, you know, because once this corrupt officials get this amount of power that they want to get, guess what? They're not going to use it for good. Like you heard the man going into, they're looking at any little thing that will lock you down. They will have you get the vax passports and things of that nature. You already know that the climate thing will be in it, with the charging you for carbon emissions. You know, you have to watch your carbon every day, right? You can't just eat anything. You can't just do anything. They will restrict you from enjoying the little joy that life brings. You know, see, that is that Hegelian dialectic: pressure from below, pressure from above. They squeeze you. They squeeze you till you bust, till you break, till you. There's nothing else left for you to do. And this is where you will get to the point where the people will lose it. Like they were saying, when the people have nothing else to lose, they lose it, right? So with them squeezing the people like that, guess what it's going to do? It's going to turn into chaos out here. You know, because a lot of people will be like, to hell with you, man. We can't live like this. You can already see that kind of mindset in the atmosphere, because a lot of people have had about enough of the government, man. More so the unelected officials that are trying to dictate our lives. I mean, before we go any further, this is Psalms, the 94th chapter, and the 20th verse. It says, "Shall the throne of iniquity have fellowship with thee, which frameth mischief by a law?" All praises to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Hakodash. Double honors to apostles and elders of Great Millstone, who taught us this truth and continue to teach us this truth. Peace, salutation, shalom, shalom, shalom to all your brothers and sisters that are of the household of faith, the hopeful elect, the 144,000 mighty men of the house of Israel, down to the men, women, and children that are allotted to salvation in this latter days. To you, I say shalom. To the brothers that are pushing this truth in honesty and in sincerity, shalom. Right? And I was just watching that clip. I'm like, damn. It's not as if life is not as hard as it is right now. It's hard to even do anything right now. Now they're looking to squeeze you even more. You know, they're looking to squeeze you to the point, to your breaking point, man. Not just, they're looking to over squeeze you. Even when you break, they keep squeezing you, right? That's their pressure. They're applying pressure and everything. So once this unelected officials gets the AOK that they're looking to get, what you think is going to come out of it? That is why the man, you see him, he's very concerned about this. You know, he's very concerned about it. He said everybody should be paying attention to this, because once this passes, once this bill or whatever it is they're looking to do, this power they're looking to get, once they get it, it's game over, right? It's game over. He's telling you should pay attention to this. A lot of people are not even paying attention. A lot of people are lost in the sauce, like they say in the street, right? Or gone with the wind. You know, a lot of people are living in la la land. They have no clue of the tsunami of disaster that is about to drop on them. You see what I'm saying? So this is why it's good to pay attention to your surroundings, pay attention to what is going on, because just like that, your whole life would change in a blink of an eye. Our whole lives would change. The way we do things would change. Now, for you to go to the store and buy something, you would need permission to do that. You know, they have to check to see if you've been a good citizen, if how much carbon intake, how much carbon expel you've been doing. You see what I'm saying? That is where it's going. It's coming down to the wire for that. You see? Which ties in with this whole digital system that they're building, right? That's how they'll be able to keep tracks of everything you do, which the Bible warns us of that, you know, ties in with the mark of the beast. That is that RFID, the microchip that will be embedded in every man, woman, and child if you let them, right? They'll put it in you. You see? That is the whole new digital system that they've set up. So this WHO and this treaty that they're looking to achieve is a huge step forward to that, right? It's a huge step forward to that, where the 15-minute cities and what have yous, right? It all ties into that. You see? That is what they're looking to achieve, man. Just like that, your whole life will change. The infrastructure is already there. All they need is just one very good event that will turn this whole thing around. You wake up one morning, life is no longer the same. Just like in 2020, We woke up one morning, it's lockdowns, it's this, it's that, it's mask up, it's mandates out the wazoo. You see what I'm saying? That is like that. Your life will change, man. So you better pay attention to it. So I have to pull the scripture out in Psalms the 94th chapter and the 20th verse. It says, shall the throne of iniquity have fellowship with thee, which frameth mischief by a law? And that's exactly what that pandemic treaty, or whatever it is, the WHO, the WEF, and UN, and all these corrupt officials are looking to achieve, right? That is that mischief by law, to the point where everything you do will be recorded. They will have tabs on everything you do. You see what I'm saying? And they will restrict you from enjoying life as it is. You can't just travel anywhere the way you want to, right? They will restrict you from enjoying life the way you should. See, that is them framing mischief by a law. So these laws that they put in place is not really a law. It's nothing but a mischievous device. Something that is designed to cripple you. Something that is designed to just squeeze the life out of you. You see? And they're nothing but the throne of iniquity. What is iniquity? That is sin stacked up on sin. So these are sinful individuals coming together to band together to come up with mischievous laws and put it in place, set it in motion, and have you abide by it, which is very grievous. You see, the 21st verse, it says, they gather themselves together against the soul of the righteous, right? Anytime you see them in these meetings that they do, the Davos and, the WHO meetings and Event 201 and, what have you, the UN meetings and things of that nature, Bilderberg groups and Bohemian Groves and, you see, Trilateral Commission, all these things, when they come together, they're coming together against the soul of the righteous, because this is who they have a problem with. Remember, they are the throne of iniquity. In other words, they are the den of sin. That's what they are, man. So if you're trying to live righteously, guess what? You're an enemy to them. So they gather themselves together to come up with ways to oppress the righteous. Even oppress the regular people out there, even still, right? It says, and condemn the innocent blood. You see? So all these things they're putting in place, these laws, these draconian measures, is designed to persecute the innocent blood. It says, which goes into the elect of the house of Israel. It is a bloodline thing, not a color thing, right? Because we've all been mixed. We've been mix and matching, like the whole pandemic thing, right? Mix and matching the juice, right? So we've all been mixing, there's been a mixing going on. See, so it goes back to the bloodline, not just what you look like, right? So that's what it is. So the wicked is against the righteous. The wicked Edomites are against the righteous Israelites. It's always been like that since the inception of time, right? Cain and Abel, Jacob and Esau, right? Till this time that we are living in, good and evil, right? That's what it is. It says, but the Lord is my defense, and my power is the rock of my refuge, and he shall bring upon them their own iniquity, right? Because when they will be going buck wild, going crazy with all these legislations and all these sanctions and laws and mischievous devices that they've concocted, put it in place for you to abide by, because they will go, best believe they will go ham to put all these things in motion, right? They will push you to a corner. So when all that is happening, guess what? It says here, the 22nd verse, but the Lord is my defense. You have a defense against these Looney Tunes, man, against these crazy individuals that run the whole show, You have a defense, and you should bank on that defense, man. Because your guns and your Homo sapiens and your guns, right? Your guns and all that, it can only go so far with that, right? You have guns, they have guns, right? They have way more than guns, See, that's what it is. So you have to depend on something that they can touch, and that is the God of the Bible, the Most High Power, right? So, but the Lord is my defense and and my God is the rock of my refuge. What is a refuge? Where you go to hide, where you go to be safe. You know, that's the God of the Bible, Yahweh, through his only begotten sons, Yahweh Shai, right? That's how that goes down, man. It says, and he shall bring upon them their own iniquity. Who's the them? Well, these unelected officials, man, the wicked unelected officials, these corrupt individuals, man, right? So their own iniquity will be their own demise. This whole system that they're putting in place will be their whole own undoing, right? Because it will all crumble. Best believe that this whole system, just like this one we are right in now, is crumbling. This industrial age is crumbling. The digital age also will crumble, right? Because this system is designed by men that are faulty, right? Men that are not upright. So everything that they come up with is going to fall, just like them as men will fall, right? It says, and he shall bring upon them their own iniquity, and shall cut them off in their own wickedness. Yea, the Lord our power shall cut them off. So they will be cut off eventually, right? But they will go so far with it, right? And while they're going so far, it will be hell on earth. You know, pure hell on earth, man. It will be hell just to live. It's hell already now, just living. So it's about to be stepped up a notch. You know, we're about to catch hell. Anybody that told you it's going to be easy, man, they're lying to you. I mean, it's going to be easy after the hell that we're about to go through. Like the old saying, you got to go through hell to get to heaven, right? So we're about to go through hell to get to heaven. So brace, buckle up, do whatever you got to do, pray, fast, you know, spiritually prepare yourself, you know, have that mental fortitude, because it's going to go down, man. It is going to go down, believe it or not. Ripley's, believe it or not. This is Isaiah, the 10th chapter, and the first verse. The subheading says, Assyria is the Most High's instrument. In other words, this unelected, corrupt officials, even the ones that are elected, they're still corrupt to the core, right? The globalists, the wicked elites of the Edomites, the Idumeans, guess what? They are the Most High's instrument. You know, what is an instrument? Something you use to achieve something. Just like a drum, guitars, pianos, and things of that nature, right? So someone that knows how to use them, you use them to achieve something, to make a sound, to make a beautiful music. You see? So that's what these wicked elites are to the Most High. They're just an instrument for him to achieve something. It means to an end. It says, woe to them that decree unrighteous decrees and that right grievousness which they have prescribed. Now, that's exactly what it is, this unrighteous decrees. You heard the man going down, giving you the whole rundown about what they're looking to achieve with this whole pandemic treaty once it's put in place, right? Looking to restrict you by every means necessary, man, to have you living like a hamster on a wheel. You see? So that is an unrighteous decree. You see? That is a very unrighteous decree. And they write it, put it in writing, that is your legislation right there, you see, which they have prescribed. You know, and it's very grievous to try to keep up with all these draconian measures. Very, very grievous, man. It says to turn aside the needy from judgment, and take away the right from the poor of my people. Right? So that's what they're looking to do, to take away your rights, your so-called rights, your so-called God-given rights. They're looking to take all that away and leave you with nothing. I mean, absolutely nothing, man. You just be out there, assed out. You know, that's their whole shebang, their whole aim, is to make sure there's nothing for you to enjoy. You know, like their slogan, you will own nothing and be happy. So they're looking to achieve that by any means necessary, man. You see? It says, their widows may be their prey, and that they may rob the fatherless. And what will you do in the day of your visitation? So this is a question directed at the wicked elites. What are they going to do when the chicken comes home to roost, right? Because they can only go so far, like I said, right? So eventually they will be judged, just like the previous scripture we were reading in the book of Psalms, right? They are going to get visited. So what will they do? It says, in the desolation that shall come from afar To whom will you flee for help? Right? Who are you going to flee for help? They tell you boldly that they're atheists. They don't believe in no God. Even when they believe in a God, is a false God, some Baphomet or some, whatever it is that they worship out there in their witchcraft, satanic covens, and things of that nature, right? So it's asking them, to whom will you flee for help? Who's going to protect you when the God of the Bible, Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, comes to touch you? Your arms is too short to box with God, man. What are you going to do? You see? It says, and in the desolation shall come from afar. To whom will you flee for help? And where will you leave your glory? They will live in the ashes, and they will not rise up like the phoenix that they pretend to be, the phoenix rising from the ashes. They will never rise up once they go down this time, man. That will be the end of them. It says, that will be the end of them. Just a little something that I found out. You can read Isaiah the 10th chapter, very beautiful scripture. But I'll just leave you with that. You have to pay more attention to what is happening around you, man. You got to be aware, very aware, man. You're just like that, man. Like the snap of a finger, it can all come crumbling down. It can all come crashing down on you. And what will you do, man? What will you do? Where will you be mentally, spiritually, right? How will you proceed? When you wake up one morning, the whole world is turning around, right? What are you going to do, man? This is a reality that we're all about to face. You should be prepared, man, especially mentally, spiritually, especially that, And with that, all praises to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachahakodash, double honors to apostles and elders of Great Millstone. See you next time, Lord willing. Shalom. Shalom.